great initial picture. Little did I know that was only one of 1,000 beautiful pictures that were to come. Sometimes a compliment I pay when I see an ensemble is I say, I would love to see the whole show. I would love to see you guys do the whole show. But I worry that the ensemble would be worn out if you did the whole show. That's the biggest compliment I think I have for your show, that the ensemble is working harder than the principals to make this thing good. And that's what we call this at the Shakes Comp, right? This is the ensemble, and that's what you guys showed, what an ensemble can do. One of I love the Ford and Paige. I always forget which is which. I'm just really bad at that kind of stuff. But anyway, so I had to start out saying yellow hat and green hat, but you're actually Ford, right? Okay, so there you go. Anyway, I have a few notes for some of the principals, but I like how you all work together. One of the hardest things I think about this, which I think you both did very well, is when you're an actress who's playing a part and then the character is acting, to not overdo that you're acting for the men and acting for Falstaff, but then when you go back to being your regular characters, we don't see that sort of fake acting anymore. You're back to being the true character, and you did that back and forth very well, I thought. You have a great voice, great projection. You can project a little bit more. Sometimes when you get excited, make sure you stay in contact with your chest voice as well. You don't get all up in your head. But you have to fill the space. So you both did a great job, especially at the very end, with all the people going, the ensemble behind you. That last line is a place where you can practice boom, 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 and doing that great projection, and not getting down here, but just using your chest voice and all your resonators and fill this beautiful space you had a chance to work in. I mean, it's just so hard to give everybody a note, but all the ensemble, you're doing amazing things, and you were keeping the central people working hard to match you. The windows were just so much fun. The window, I wrote a big note, the window is a great character. Yeah! when you're doing the thing, and I know this was just one little moment, but you're doing the thing, and the two window people look at each other and there's a million of those. I know there's a million of those, and I didn't say you, don't worry. I couldn't see all you either. Go ahead.
Yeah, I do want everybody give me a big grin right now. It was you. Okay. I just want to build on something with that. With the window, you particularly, and this came from people, but you particularly, you were just delighted watching everything, and that made me, as the audience, just delighted to watch this, just watching you have fun seeing what was going on.
Yes, exactly. Even if the play wasn't any good, we got sold by the ensemble thinking the play was awesome. Master Ford, you can make that centerpiece, so we want to watch the action of the centerpiece, because we really need to. If we don't watch it, we won't know what's going on, because this is a complicated plot. I thought that you, wherever you are, could connect more with the real people action. Because when it gets all crazy, the way we keep the action and the plot moving forward is you communicating with real people all the time. Sometimes I found your folks being out here, I'm doing this, but find people to talk to. There's a fat guy, we gotta find him. There's always someone to tell your story. The smaller characters that were rotated around you were very awesome, each had their own character. I appreciated that the people with accents did a good job enunciating and letting us hear it. I thought a fine moment of all of that was when the French dude goes, "This is jealousy." But you all did that. That's just one example. And Ford did it, and the priest did. Everybody did it. So that was just an example that keeps building the individual characters and reminding us of this happy village and happy world that we've been fortunate enough to come and see. There's some other. You can read some other.
You need to take a pill.
There's so much we want to.
Everything I loved about this was also some things that I saw as a little bit of a problem. But one of the things I love about this Shakespeare competition is you take the story and put it in a different way, that it really says something different than a real production does. Because of all of the girls on stage and how you came at the end, I understood what you were doing right at the end, because it's how women look at men. And rightfully so. We're a bunch of bozos. and we get it, and I thought that was really wonderfully fun. But everything that was good about it was also your problem. I mean, you were telling the whole story so much. Just the one moment where the girls, all the girls are doing the laundry, and they open it up and dump out Falstaff and are surprised that he's there. Well, there was something else going on over here, and I almost missed that, and it was a beautiful part of the story. But you have 10 minutes, and so you guys are having the story told in 5 or 6 places all at the same time. And if you're going to do that, and I think it's legitimate to do that, you've got to be so clean with your movement. So incredibly clean. and it can't be frenetic because we were like, what is happening next? And we were drawn here and there, but it was just so absolutely crazy. At first I thought, wait a minute, I can't keep track of this. And I really couldn't, because there was a lot of superfluous movement rather than specific movement. And so I would make sure that you were really clean with that. If you're going to do that concept, you've got to be extremely clean. Because that was a wonderful moment. I love the dog. But it was stealing from this moment. And I wanted to watch that, and I want to watch this moment too. So they have to be isolated, because it was brilliant. It was great. And I mean, I didn't watch you, I watched the dog. You know, and I thought, that is so much fun. There seemed to be, for me, a mix of truth and caricatures on stage. Truthful, honest people, and caricatures. And you want to make sure that you're motivating every single thing that you're doing with some kind of truth behind it. Otherwise, we don't invest it. And I agree with you, when you were fake acting for Ford, for your husband, and everything, that even there's got to be some extended honesty. We know you're lying, truth, but everything's got to be based in truth. Otherwise, we don't believe in any of that. And there seems to be a mix of that. So you don't want to ever do a stock character. You want to motivate it internally. I love the women at the end. I truly did. And I love the sigh. Because it means you just have to put up with it. And that's your lot. And the way it is. I had trouble hearing some of this because there was so much action and movement, it drew away from that. So you've got to be very clear and crisp with it. I am not saying change the direction of this. I'm saying find that clean movement. You know, because your coach is incredibly inventive. That was amazing. Incredibly inventive. It was really amazing, and I love the French guys. I'm the Irish, but I really love the French guys. It was so much fun. But there were some things that were kind of awkward, like, why is she standing on a bench? You know, it made a beautiful picture, but why? And you don't have to tell me. You have to know. If there's a reason, then you have to know, and you have to let me know why you're on that bench. Otherwise, it's an arbitrary choice to create a picture. And
I want to say one more thing really fast. When you were sitting on it, that was a nice moment, because then you could not act. You were acting only with your voices, but not with your eyes. Hitting, you know what I mean? So that kind of helped me overcome that. You did have some frozen moments which helped me go, and I think a little bit maybe coming back from him. If you've been to a circus, you're used to things happening all at once, so I wasn't as upset by it. But I also now am remembering, I know the show so well, you didn't lose me, and you may have if this is the first time I saw it.
we're not going to let you talk, because I want to say, that's true. I love the girls looking through the windows. It made you part of the two women. You know, it never happened in a real production, but I love them looking through the windows and through the door and shutting them off and closing them off, making sure that they controlled everything, because it is reality.
And I'm just going to give you guys a few warnings with compliments, is what I'm going to say. First of all, wonderful energy on your aunt. I have my aunt, this is like the fat woman of Brentford or whatever that is. Tremendous energy. I love the delight of you looking through the window. These are all wonderful things. The times that this worked particularly was when the people who were speaking were talking directly to someone else. For example, Mistress Quickly, when you were over here with Falstaff and you started sidling up to him or whatever, you had eye contact and you were talking right to him. Now I want to let you know, those are the times that work. Be very, very careful about just letting your focus go and just throwing a line out there. Now, being that this is an ensemble scene as well, I love the delight of the people watching, but make sure you're not delighting too much and watching the audience be delighted about what's happening up there. There were several times I found you guys like, we're good. Which is, that's part of the joy of this. Don't ever lose that joy in performing, but just be careful. Those little things that Doug was talking about, the energy that takes us away, comes from when somebody's looking at me. There was someone, and I'm not going to point you out, but there was someone who I made eye contact with 3 times. And this person was up there watching, they were like, are you enjoying this? Oh shoot, I'm acting. Okay. So be very, very careful about that. But guys, I had a delightful time, wonderfully inventive staging, and nice job.
Thank you.